Hey Jason, what are we doing for the Lord? My name is Jason Spencer. My wife's name is Dana. We have 3 children. We attend the chapel in the Oaks. When I got out of college, I was really debating and deciding what I was going to do with my life. Being raised as a pastor's son, I saw what it means when a person, wants to serve the Lord with their life. I made a conscious decision that I wanted to honor God with my life, and I then chose for a number of years to serve in ministry, working as a youth pastor at the Oaks Community Church. There was one thing about it: I didn't necessarily enjoy it, and so it took probably 6 years of doing it to where I was able to step back and recognize that it was a noble thing, but it wasn't something that I felt like I could do for the rest of my life. I stepped back and I started to think about, okay, what do I enjoy doing? What do I like to do? And I really liked working with my hands. And so it seemed like I was left with, the skills that I had acquired with remodeling, and started to really grow that and develop that. Well, that turned into a business, and it turned into a business that put food on the table, and it turned into a business where I needed to hire people. One of the big assets was my brother Breck. One thing Breck mentioned to me is that at the end of this year, hey Jason, what are we doing for the Lord? I thought to myself, and I thought, we build a lot of things, we remodel a lot of places, but what are we doing for the Lord? And so I kind of struggled with that. Well, it got to a point in February where we really didn't have any work lined up to happen within a couple weeks. Well, I went to the men's conference. During one of the breaks, they had the pastor, Donald Hunter, come up on stage. And he talked for a minute about the setback that his ministry had experienced because of the water leak. I kind of settled back down in my seat when the thought hit me, hey Jason, why don't you take your team and why don't you go over to that church for the entire week, and why don't you put sheetrock up and get the church fixed as much as you can? And I left Breck and I said, hey man, this is something that we talked about at the end of last year with how we can really use what God's given us to serve other people. And this is the opportunity that's been open to us. I just need you to lead this thing and move with it. They worked so efficient during the week that by the end of the week, all the sheetrock was up. It was all finished with a really nice, smooth, textured finish. And in fact, they even were able to get the octagon window in the back of the church framed out and roughed in to where it was trimmed out and ready for glass. When I made that commitment to Pastor Hunter, I had a peace about it. It was a calming assurance, I think, from God that was just telling me that, hey Jason, you're running your business in a way that is honoring to me. And if you can use what I've given you to serve this church, then it's going to continue to honor me. And I think that's where the peace of it came. For that week, we were going to do the right thing.